Hello, everybody, and welcome back to this time the Slang Slackers podcast. We changed the name because we didn't want to do random episodes and have everybody keep not knowing what they're gonna listen to next time. So instead, we're gonna try to follow the specific category of explaining slang terms and how to use them and where they come from every episode. We're going to try to do 2 to 3 words every episode, and today's words are aura and beta. Today we don't have our co-host, but we have me, Jake Clubb, and we have a guest,
Jonh Joseph.
We have Jonh Joseph here. So, John, you're a kid, so, what do you, I assume you use the words aura, maybe not as much beta, but I assume you use the words aura a lot.
Yeah. At school, a lot of kids said, "Oh, you're losing that aura."
Exactly. And
or
so,
you're aura farming.
so the adults may know what aura means, but may not know how to use it. So let's get into this. The slang term aura originally came from sports culture online around the early 2020s to describe the impressive presence of athletes. Then people, again, on TikTok around 2024, started to use it once again. It kind of extends on the definition of a distinctive atmosphere, representing somebody who gives off an aura in a way, or who is super cool. To describe someone cool or fun to be around. Since then, people have created something aura points, or you can gain aura from certain activities and whatnot. And the more aura you have, the cooler a person you are. Do you have anything to add on?
What it means, aura can be mean in terms of looks. How good looking you are, how cool looking you are, how cool you are, pretty. That adults that want to know how to use it, you could refer it as aura points. So, for example, you could say like, "Oh, in soccer, someone kicked the ball super good into the goal with no mistakes." You could say, "Oh, you just earned 100 aura," but you're trying to keep it positive. So if you lose, like, let's say you're somewhere and you trip and fall, then someone may say, "Oh, you just lost some aura." You're trying to keep your aura positive.
Yeah. So, I agree with that. You generally want to keep your aura positive unless you are considered a chopped person, in which we'll talk about that or in another episode.
Yeah.
But you generally want it to be in a positive area. Yeah. And you can lose it, you can gain it based off the actions you do. Yeah, I think that's a good description. You want to move on to beta?
Yeah.
Okay, so the word beta. Start off with the history. Originally, beta in the slang form was for men seen as passive or weak in the 90s to 99. It wasn't used as much, though. It wasn't necessarily slang, as far as I know, as far as our research goes. Then, Naomi Wolf, an advisor to the former Vice President Al Gore, reportedly characterized his boss as beta, a beta male, specifically, who needed to demonstrate more top-dog qualities to win the White House. Then, later, again, on TikTok, the word had a resurgence, also YouTube this time, but mainly TikTok, in 2020 to 2025. Now it is later, so it's not used as much, but it was more popular around 2025. Mainly, beta is used in a bad, weak, or not so good way. So if you're called beta, it's not normally the best thing to be called. It can be used as a put down generally between us. There's also gen beta, and they are related to the word, and they can be called lazy or cringe.
For the adults that want to use it, when using beta, you would say you're so beta, or you're so beta. You're so beta. You are so a beta, or I am not beta. Because it is used in a negative word, you could say you are not beta to make it positive.
Yeah, I agree with that. You could say somebody isn't beta to make them like a better looking person. If they're not beta, they could have aura.
Yeah, or not be cringe, lazy. But if you're saying like in the negative way, you are beta, that would mean what I just said.
Yeah, I feel like the only extra info you would need is to know, really just to reiterate again, it's a negative word. It's not good like sigma. It's pretty much the opposite.
Yeah, unless you use it in a positive way.
Is there anything else you want to add to aura or beta?
Not really.
Okay.
I feel like that was good.
Well, then I'm Jake Clubb.
And I'm Joseph John.
And that was episode 1 of the new Slang Slackers.